They told us sitting is just resting. But what if I told you that your favorite chair is aging you 8 years faster than nature intended? In just 6 months, excessive sitting can turn your muscles into jelly and your arteries into concrete. But what if I told you 87% of people over 60 don't even know that sitting more than 8 hours a day is literally shutting down their metabolism cell by cell? If you close this now, you'll miss the 2-minute trick that can add years to your life. Is it simply aging, or is your chair the real culprit? I'll show you how to reverse 5 years of sitting damage in just 3 weeks with movements you can do while watching TV. Here's what nobody tells you about aging. It's not the years that age you fastest, it's the hours. Specifically, the hours you spend sitting. And if you're like most adults over 60, you're sitting an average of 9.5 hours every single day. That's more time than you spend sleeping. The American Heart Association just released shocking data. Prolonged sitting increases your risk of cardiovascular disease by 147%. Let that sink in. Not 47%, 147%. That's almost 2.5 times the risk, just from sitting. But here's where it gets truly alarming. Every hour you sit after age 60 reduces your life expectancy by 22 minutes. That means if you sit for 10 hours today, you've just lost nearly 4 hours of your life. Not metaphorically, literally. You might be thinking, but I exercise, I walk every morning. Here's the harsh truth that even fitness enthusiasts don't realize. You cannot exercise away the damage from prolonged sitting. A study in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that even people who exercise an hour daily still face increased mortality risk if they sit for extended periods. This isn't about being lazy. This isn't about lack of willpower. This is about a biological process that's happening inside your body right now as you watch this. Your cells are aging, your muscles are weakening, your brain is shrinking, all because of something as simple as sitting. The hidden cellular damage no one talks about. Let me share something that will fundamentally change how you view sitting. Inside every cell of your body are tiny protective caps called telomeres. Think of them like the plastic tips on shoelaces. They protect your DNA from unraveling. These telomeres are your biological clock. And here's the shocking part. Sitting for more than 8 hours a day causes them to shorten at double the normal rate. Research from the University of California, San Diego studied adults over 60 and found that those who sat the most had telomeres that looked 8 years older than their chronological age. 8 years. That's not just a number. That's the difference between playing with grandchildren and watching from the sidelines. 2. Reach your arms overhead 5 times. 3. Walk to get a glass of water. This simple 2-minute routine sends a cascade of positive signals through your cells, literally reversing the aging process at the molecular level. But if you think cellular damage is concerning, wait until you discover what's happening to your muscles. Because this next part explains why so many active seniors suddenly find themselves unable to get out of a chair. The muscle meltdown crisis. Nobody warns you about. Here's a statistic that should terrify everyone over 60. You lose 8% of your muscle mass every decade after 60. But when you sit for prolonged periods, that rate doubles. We're talking about 16% muscle loss per decade. By 70, if you're a chronic sitter, you've lost nearly a third of your muscle mass. This isn't just about looking frail. This is about independence. The medical term is sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, and it's the #1 predictor of whether you'll need assisted living. The British Journal of Sports Medicine found that adults who sit more than 8 hours daily have a 33% higher risk of sarcopenia, regardless of their exercise habits. But here's what makes it worse. When you sit, your largest muscles, your glutes and quadriceps literally shut down. The electrical activity in these muscles drops to near zero. They're not just resting, they're deactivating. And muscles that aren't used don't just stay the same, they actively deteriorate. The enzyme lipoprotein lipase, which helps muscles absorb fat for energy, drops by 95% when you sit. Your muscles starve while surrounded by fuel they can't access. This creates a vicious cycle. Weak muscles make you want to sit more, which makes muscles weaker. The most dangerous part? This happens silently. You don't feel your muscles weakening day by day. Then one day you struggle to get up from a low chair, or you grab the railing going upstairs, or worse, you fall. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related deaths in adults over 65, and weak muscles from prolonged sitting are a primary cause. But here's the game changer. Muscle tissue is incredibly responsive at any age. Studies from Harvard Medical School show that even people in their 80s can increase muscle mass by 40% in just 12 weeks with the right approach. Here are 5 chair exercises that specifically target sitting weakened muscles. Do these every 2 hours. 1. Seated leg extensions. While sitting, straighten one leg and hold for 5 seconds. Alternate legs. Do 10 per leg. 2. Chair squats. Stand up from your chair without using your hands, then slowly sit back down. Start with 5. Work up to 15. 3. Seated marching. Lift your knees high while sitting like marching in place. Do for 30 seconds. 4. Glute squeezes. Tighten your buttock muscles and hold for 5 seconds. Repeat 10 times. 5. Heel raises. While seated, lift your heels off the ground, engaging your calf muscles. Hold for 3 seconds. Do 15 repetitions. These exercises activate the exact muscles that sitting deactivates. They take less than 5 minutes and can be done while watching TV. The key is consistency. Every 2 hours, every day. But muscles aren't the only thing disappearing when you sit. Your brain is literally shrinking, and the connection between sitting and cognitive decline will shock you. The brain-sitting connection that changes everything. This is where sitting becomes truly terrifying. UCLA researchers discovered that people who sit the most have markedly thinner medial temporal lobes, the brain region critical for memory formation. We're talking about actual measurable brain shrinkage. Your hippocampus, the memory center of your brain, shrinks by 2% annually in chronic sitters. But it's not just about size. When you sit, blood flow to your brain decreases by up to 10%. Your brain uses 20% of your body's oxygen, and when blood flow drops, so does cognitive function. This is why you feel foggy after sitting for hours. Your brain is literally oxygen-starved. The Journal of Alzheimer's Disease published groundbreaking research. People who sit more than 10 hours daily have a 50% higher risk of developing dementia. Not 5%, not 15%, 50%. Half of chronic sitters will face cognitive decline that could have been prevented. Here's what happens to your brain every hour you sit. Reduced blood flow decreases oxygen delivery, decreased BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, the protein that helps brain cells grow, increased inflammation markers linked to cognitive decline, reduced production of mood-regulating neurotransmitters. The connection is so strong that researchers now call sitting the new smoking for brain health. But unlike smoking, which takes years to show effects, sitting damage can be measured in weeks. MRI scans show reduced brain activity after just 1 week of increased sitting. The solution involves understanding how your brain craves movement. Your brain evolved for a moving body. When you move, you increase BDNF production by up to 200%. This isn't just preventing decline, it's actively improving brain function. Implement the 28-to-2 rule starting today. 20 minutes of sitting maximum, 8 minutes of standing, 2 minutes of walking. This pattern optimizes blood flow to your brain while preventing the metabolic shutdown that occurs with prolonged sitting. Set a timer. Make it non-negotiable. Your brain's future depends on what you do in the next hour. The walking portion is crucial. Walking increases cerebral blood flow by 15%, delivering fresh oxygen and nutrients to brain cells. Even slow walking counts. The key is movement, not speed. Now here's the good news that will shock you. Everything I've told you, the cellular damage, the muscle loss, the brain shrinkage, it's reversible. And the protocol to reverse it is simpler than you think. The reversal protocol that defies aging. Harvard researchers made a discovery that should be front-page news. 3 weeks of increased movement can reverse 5 years of sitting damage. Not reduce, reverse. Your cells can actually get younger, your muscles can regrow, and your brain can expand. But you need to know exactly how to trigger this reversal. The key is something called exercise snacks, brief bursts of activity throughout the day. These aren't workouts, they're movement vitamins for your cells. The University of British Columbia found that exercise snacks every hour were more effective than one long exercise session for reversing sitting damage. Here's your daily reversal routine, proven to reverse sitting damage in 21 days. Morning activation, 5 minutes upon waking. 1. Before getting out of bed, bicycle your legs in the air for 30 seconds. 2. Stand and do 10 arm circles each direction. 3. March in place for 1 minute. 4. Do 5 gentle torso twists each side. 5. End with 5 deep breaths with arms overhead. Hourly movement snacks, 2 minutes every hour. Choose one. Walk to the farthest bathroom in your house. Do 10 wall push-ups. Stand and do 20 heel raises. March in place while doing arm movements. Walk up and down stairs once. Afternoon activation, 3 minutes after lunch. 1. Stand up and sit down 10 times. 2. Walk backwards for 30 seconds. Improves balance. 3. Do standing leg swings, 10 each leg. 4. Shoulder rolls, 10 forward and backward. Evening wind down, 5 minutes before bed. 1. Gentle standing forward bend as far as comfortable. 2. Seated figure 4, stretch for hips. 3. Ankle circles, 10 each direction. 4. Gentle neck stretches. 5. 3-part breathing exercise. This routine takes 15 minutes spread throughout your entire day, but the cellular changes are profound. Research shows telomeres stop shortening within 7 days. Muscle protein synthesis increases by 50% within 2 weeks. Brain BDNF levels normalize within 21 days. Insulin sensitivity improves by 30% within 1 month. The beauty is that these movements can be modified for any fitness level. Can't stand easily? Do seated versions? Balance issues? Hold on to furniture? The key is consistent, hourly movement. But there's one mistake that ruins everything, and 90% of people make it without realizing. The fatal error that sabotages your success. Here's what destroys most people's efforts to reverse sitting damage. They go from sitting 10 hours a day to trying to stand or move for 10 hours a day. This all-or-nothing approach doesn't just fail, it can actually cause harm. Your body, after years of sitting, has adapted. Your muscles have shortened, your joints have stiffened, and your cardiovascular system has adjusted to a sedentary state. Sudden, dramatic changes overwhelm these adapted systems. The result? Pain, fatigue, and worst of all, giving up. The Mayo Clinic studied seniors who tried to reduce sitting time and found that those who decreased gradually we're 5 times more likely to maintain the change long term. The magic number? Reduce sitting by just 30 minutes in the first week. That's it. Then add 30 minutes each week until you reach your goal. Here are the most dangerous mistakes and how to avoid them. Mistake 1. Standing too long initially. Your body can't handle sudden, prolonged standing. Start with 5 minutes per hour, not 30. Build gradually over weeks. Mistake 2. Ignoring pain signals. Difference between good discomfort, muscles working, and bad pain, joints, sharp pain. If it hurts, modify immediately. Mistake 3. Exercising instead of moving. Movement throughout the day is more important than one exercise session. Don't think a morning walk excuses all-day sitting. Mistake 4. Wrong posture. When standing. Standing incorrectly can be worse than sitting. Keep weight even on both feet. Slight knee bend, shoulders back. Mistake 5. Giving up after setbacks. Bad days happen. If you sit too long one day, don't quit. Just restart the next hour. The progressive approach looks like this. Week 1, stand 5 minutes every hour. Week 2, stand 8 minutes every hour. Week 3, stand 10 minutes, add 2-minute walks. Week 4, implement full 28-2 protocol. This gradual progression allows your muscles to strengthen, your joints to adapt, and most importantly, creates lasting habits instead of temporary changes. Remember, you're reversing years of adaptation. Be patient with your body. Celebrate small wins. Standing for 5 minutes when you used to sit for 60 is a 500% improvement. That's not small. That's revolutionary. Conclusion. Let me summarize what we've discovered today, because this information could literally add years to your life. 1. Sitting more than 8 hours daily ages your cells by 8 years and doubles your risk of major diseases. Every hour of sitting costs you 22 minutes of life expectancy, time you can't get back. 3. Your muscles shut down electrically when sitting, accelerating sarcopenia and increasing fall risk. 4. Your brain physically shrinks from prolonged sitting, increasing dementia risk by 50%. 5. But all of this is reversible with simple 2-minute movement breaks every hour.
The science is clear. Sitting is the most dangerous thing you do every day. More dangerous than your diet, more impactful than genetics, more aging than time itself. But unlike other health risks, this one has a simple solution that costs nothing and requires no special equipment. Your action plan starting right now. 1. Set an hourly timer on your phone labeled Life Extension Break. 2. Start with just 2 minutes of movement every hour. 3. Use the daily reversal routine I've outlined. 4. Track your sitting time for 1 week to see your real numbers. 5. Reduce sitting by 30 minutes per week until you reach less than 6 hours daily. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Every hour you break up sitting, you're literally adding time to your life. Every movement snack reverses cellular damage. Every day you practice this, you're choosing independence over dependence, vitality over decline. I need you to make me a promise right now. Comment below with the words, "I'm taking back my health," and tell me, what time will you set your first hourly movement alarm? Make it specific. Make it real. Your future self will thank you. If this information shocked you, and it should have, you need to subscribe to this channel right now. Hit the notification bell, because next week I'm revealing the 5 foods that accelerate the sitting damage, and you're probably eating them daily. Your health can't afford to miss that information. Remember, you're not too old to change. Your body is waiting to heal. Your muscles want to strengthen. Your brain is ready to grow. All you have to do is stand up. The clock is ticking, but now it's ticking in your favor.
Stand up right now. Yes, right now as you're watching this. March in place for 30 seconds. Feel that? That's your cells waking up. That's your muscles activating. That's your brain getting the oxygen it craves. That's what taking control feels like. Your new life starts with your next movement. Make it count.
But telomeres are just the beginning. When you sit for extended periods, your body enters what scientists call metabolic shutdown. Your insulin sensitivity drops by 24% after just one day of prolonged sitting. Your body literally forgets how to process sugar properly. This is why type 2 diabetes rates have skyrocketed among seniors, even those who maintain a healthy diet. Here's what's happening at the cellular level every hour you sit. Your metabolism slows by 90%. Fat-burning enzymes drop by 75%. Good cholesterol drops by 20%. Insulin effectiveness drops by 24%. The solution isn't complicated, but it requires understanding. Your cells need movement signals every hour, not exercise, just movement. Standing up for 2 minutes every hour increases your metabolism by 30% and can extend your telomeres life by up to 10%. Try this starting today. Set a timer for every hour. When it goes off, stand up and do these 3 things. 1. March in place for 30 seconds.